Hi, and welcome to another edition of Vitality. My guest today is Jack Griffin. He is an endurance racer, which you're going to learn a lot about. He's raced in Le Mans. He has opened up Garages of America, which is a really cool idea. And he's done so much more. And I was really excited to have him on the show because he is living a life of vitality. Welcome to the show, Jack.
Thank you so much. This is so much fun.
Yeah, I have to thank you for being here. And it's so funny how we met. We met at a Porsche event.
Yep.
And I remember we were just talking about Porsches. And he also was a college pro playing tennis. And I said, do you like pickleball? And he said, oh, do I like pickleball? I'm like, okay.
It's my middle name.
Yeah. And then we launched Porsches and pickleball. And that's another story we'll get to later. But I just want, I'm so grateful that you're on the show. And I just want to hear your story. Like, where did this energy start for you in your life?
Golly, I really don't know. I'm not really particularly aware of energy or whatever. It's just me.
Yeah.
And I've always, I've just always enjoyed relationships. Uh-huh. I've enjoyed experiences. I've done so many different things. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm bored easily. I'm not sure what it is, but I seem to fall into a lot of different experiences that are not necessarily things that I planned. They just happened. And a great example is us meeting.
Right.
Because I don't know whether you saw one of the interviews that I had, but my thing is show up and give fate a chance to happen.
Yeah.
Because I was asked to be a speaker many years ago about a car racing experience, driving at Le Mans, the biggest race in the world.
Yes. And
I was asked to be a speaker, and I never won any races. I wasn't like but I did it, and so. But I started thinking about how did that really happen? Because the person that asked me to be a speaker, so I said, well, I didn't win any races. He said, yeah, but you did it. And I was thought, well, how did I? And he said, the fact that you did it and so forth. But it wasn't something that I planned. And I traced it back to one particular day that I showed up at a event, basically.
Okay.
Had I not gone that day, none of that would have ever happened. I would have never sat in a race car in my life.
Are you talking about the Le Mans racing?
Well, even getting into racing.
Oh, really?
I had no idea that I would ever drive a race car.
That's so interesting. So
it was never my plan.
Yeah, because prior to that, you were a real estate developer.
I was a real estate developer.
Yeah.
And I had retired, and I went to a New Year's Day party. I ran into a guy. He invited me to a race. I went to showed up at the party. I showed up at the race that he invited me to.
Right.
And he suggested that I get into racing.
And because why not? You're retired. Guess you're retired.
Well, he had a car that I could drive, and he is the one that sort of ushered me into racing.
Yeah.
I never had any aspirations.
Any idea?
No idea.
And you were in your 40s at the time.
I was actually 38 years old.
38 years old. And then, but didn't your dad, wasn't he a mechanic?
He was an auto mechanic.
Okay.
But a very small time. And this is, I grew up in South Texas.
Yeah.
I got a tennis scholarship to Baylor. I didn't even know where Baylor was.
That's important because you're an athlete.
I've always been an athlete.
Yeah, Baylor tennis. That's big.
Yes.
D1 school.
I didn't know it was
try?
big. I didn't know it was big.
Yeah.
We didn't. My mother didn't even graduate from high school. My dad was a high school graduate, but he went out into the service.
Yeah.
Came back and he was an auto mechanic. I grew up very across the tracks or other side of the tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
In a little town in South Texas. I'd been out of Texas one time by the time I went to college, So I didn't know anything about anything. So I never had any goals because I didn't even know what to make a goal. My goal was to hit a tennis ball.
How'd you get into tennis, though? Let's go back a little bit. We'll get to Le Mans. We're going to get there.
I was like 11 or 12 years old, we got a ping pong table.
Oh.
And my older brother, 2.5 years older, we played ping pong till our fingers were bleeding almost every day.
Really?
I was the city champion when I was 12 years old.
Of course you were.
Yeah. So I was always been very competitive.
Yes.
A lot of that I think comes, I'm short. I'm a little guy.
Yeah.
I was a good athlete, but I was small, so what could I do? How could I channel that? Okay.
Right.
Ping pong was like, man, I'm good at ping pong.
Yeah.
And so when I was 13 years old, my brother had started playing tennis a little bit, and I picked up a tennis racket when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
4 years later, I had a scholarship to a D1 college. Never took any lessons. I've never taken a lesson at all.
Really?
In any sport, yeah.
You just learned it.
Well,
You're just athletic.
where I grew up, there were no tennis pros.
Yeah.
You know, you just figured it out. It's basically physics.
Okay.
When you think about it, a tennis ball
Yeah.
doing what it does is physics. And I would practice things in front of a mirror till I got it down.
So would you hit the tennis ball against the mirror?
Top spin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
You
physics.
just hit it back and forth.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
anyway, but I was incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
No one expected much from me except
Oh.
me. I expected, and so I would play against. Everyone was bigger than me, and taller guys and stuff, you know. And so anyway, I've always been very competitive.
That's just who you are. It's your nature. It's one of your core values, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
I've got to claw my way into survival. Is sort of, you know.
Yeah.
And my parents were not involved whatsoever much in my growing up, my adolescence.
Really?
Tennis was my big deal. Tennis was my ticket out of where I was from.
Yeah.
But my parents maybe saw me play tennis. And I'm talking in my life,
Right.
maybe 2 times.
Really?
Yeah.
So they just weren't really,
They
loved you.
They loved me, but
It's not-
they just were doing their own thing. My father was very strict, almost, well, a lot of people were. It wasn't unusual.
Right.
In those days, in the 50s,
Right.
it bordered on abuse, you know.
It's hard.
So I was not real close to my father. I was real close to my mother. And anyway, so that was kind of, my brother and I were best friends, you know, and we played tennis and we went to the state tournament,
Yeah.
you know, and so forth. So
It's nice that you had him in your life.
you what?
It's nice that you had him in your life.
Oh,
throughout,
exactly.
You know, just through everything.
Yeah, but a lot of it was relationships. I mean, a guy on my high school team got a scholarship to Baylor by design. I didn't even know I was going to college.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't even apply to Baylor until July of
That year?
that year.
And you got in a scholarship.
I got a scholarship, yeah.
Gosh.
But I talked to, and I wrote myself. My parents weren't involved. They didn't know what I was doing. But I wrote the tennis coaches at like 4 different schools. Those were the only schools I even knew of.
Yeah.
Back then, that was obviously a long time before the internet. We didn't have counselors or anyone. I didn't know anyone that had gone to college.
Gosh. You're very motivated.
You what?
You were motivated, though. And
I guess I was.
who was your role model? Did you have a role model?
That's the other thing. I really don't know that I ever really had a role model ever. Now I had people that were influential that helped a lot because of who they were and we like Trammell Crow, you know.
Yeah.
But it was a total accident that I went to work for Trammell Crow. But here again, it was showing up.
Showing up. Yeah.
I met a guy playing tennis who was Trammell Crow's partner, right-hand man. I
Got a
met him.
job.
Had I not been there that day, because when I got out of college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Had no goals in mind.
Yeah.
And I sold office machines for 4 years, which I absolutely hated. I had to drive a station wagon. Me driving a station wagon was torture.
Now that is, it's funny kind of right now. Because he owned, how many Porsches do you own? Like 20? 15?
No.
10?
No. 11.
I was like, I don't know. It's just a lot.
I don't like to throw that out there,
But I'm just saying, from a station wagon to your Porsche collection,
oh my
you've
gosh,
come a long way.
Well, see, growing up, our family car was a Volkswagen Bug. And my dad was always trading cars, that sort of thing. And when I was a senior in high school, he ended up with a Porsche.
Oh, he did?
A 1956 Porsche.
Does he still have it?
Oh, gosh, no. Well, see, my dad died many years ago.
I don't know if he gave it to you, though. Or
No, gosh. No.
No.
I didn't have a car. My first car cost $300.
Yeah, mine did too. I had a Citation.
Really?
Do you know what that is?
See, I don't. What?
A Citation.
Oh, sure.
That's what I had.
Really?
It was like $300, maybe a couple hundred.
Now, I don't even know where you grew up.
I grew up in Michigan.
Oh, in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then but I've been in Texas for like 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay. So
I want to get back to you. So let's transition into you met. How did you get into racing then? So someone was talking to you.
in real estate.
Yeah.
How to get in real estate?
Well, you got. Oh yeah. How did you get into real estate?
Oh, okay. So I met a guy actually playing tennis,
Yeah.
and he was Trammell Crow's right-hand man.
Yeah.
I hated selling office machines. I wanted to do something different.
Right.
I was not the brightest kid on the block. I could outwork anyone.
Hard worker.
I would. My summer job every summer was. You ever heard of a cotton gin? You know what a cotton gin is? Probably not.
I don't know.
Okay, it's a big factory where they compress cotton.
Yeah. Okay.
My shift was 7 at night till 7 in the morning, 7 days a week, all summer long. I didn't get a day off in the summer. I worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
That's exhausting.
No one could outwork me.
No, they couldn't. That's exhausting.
Yeah. So anyway, another story for another time. But so I went to work for Trammell Crow. They were just. This was in 1971. The most offices and most business was done in downtown areas of any city.
Right.
The idea of a suburban office building was a brand new concept. Crow wanted to get into that business, and I started the business for Trammell Crow.
Oh, you did?
I started the suburban office building division of the Crow
huge.
Company.
That's huge, isn't it?
At 26 years old.
Gosh.
I had no idea. I had no idea what I was doing.
But you were good at it.
Well, it was the selling office machines, even though I hated it, was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Because the way you did it, nobody would call you up and say, I want to buy your office machine. Right. You went door to door in an office building and cold called.
Yeah.
And it was so horrible experience.
Yeah.
And in real estate, no one did that.
Right.
I did it. And it blew the Crow people away. They said, wow, how are you meeting these prospects for your office building? Are they calling in? I said, no, I'm going out and talking to them.
Yeah.
I created a set of questions to talk to people. And when is your lease up? How do you like your building? Blah, blah, blah. And it was dramatically different. Trammell Crow was sort of a magic name in Dallas.
Right. So you were very successful.
When I was cold calling, selling office machines, I had to figure out some way to get around the receptionist, whatever. They did not want to talk to me. When I would go in with my business card, Trammell Crow Company, oh my gosh, the doors opened.
Really?
Yeah. Huge difference. So anyway, so I started this suburban office building business. I was developing office buildings when I was 28 years old.
Gosh, that's young. That's incredible.
Yeah. But I didn't know it was incredible. It was my job.
I think that, just hearing you just have this mindset, I'll figure it out. I'm a hard worker and I'm competitive. I'll keep going. You just don't give up. You just learn. You're just like a sponge for learning.
I learned it on the fly.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
But I figured I'll figure it out really fast.
Yeah.
And I did. And the same thing with driving race cars. I'd never sat in a race car before racing against A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti.
Okay, let's get into that then, because you showed up. So everyone has to hear this story.
I showed up, So
you showed up and you were, so you weren't racing before, and someone said,
I'd never
come
sat in a race. I'd never been to a race.
Yeah, and
I'd
someone
never
said,
been to a race.
let's race. Oh, you retired from this job.
Yeah, well, I was in the process of retiring.
And they're like, why don't you start racing? And you're like, Okay.
Why not?
Why not?
I thought I'd do it one time.
Okay.
Just what the heck?
Okay,
Do
so
something different.
Share the story because it's going to be
It
so
did not
interesting.
look difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
I went to watch him race at Daytona. Big time race. Okay?
You watched who raced?
This turned out to be my best friend.
Really?
We talk every day.
Oh.
In fact, I guess you didn't meet him. He was at the event at the garages.
Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. Yeah.
I went. He invited me to Daytona for this big race, and I get there, and the pit next to us was AJ Foyt. I'm thinking, I guess this is a big race.
Yeah.
I mean, but here again, the competitive part of me, I looked out on the track, and the cars were going, and they were turning and driving, and I thought, well, I don't see what's difficult about this.
Looks pretty easy to me.
Yeah, they're just driving and turning, and how difficult could that be?
How difficult could it be?
Right. So it didn't occur to me they were going 200 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
While this was happening.
Oh my God, that's just crazy to me.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So toward the end of the weekend, now he had been racing for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And he finished fourth place in that particular race.
Out of how many people?
Out of about 85 cars.
Wow, he's good.
No, he was very good.
Yeah.
So toward the end of the weekend, he said, what do you think? And I said, well, this looks like a lot of fun. And he said, well, the next race is a equal level race. It's Sebring, Florida.
Right.
And it was a 12-hour race, a race where you have 3 drivers and you rotate drivers and so forth. And he said, we have a car you can drive if you want to do that race.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah.
So he said, well, you have to have a license to do this. Okay, well, tell me what. Okay.
Whatever.
So he sent me to a racing school in California. It was called the Bondurant Racing School in Sonoma, California. And the first day of the school, there were about a dozen people in my class. And we sat at a table similar to this, and everyone's sitting around. And it was introduction. And everyone would go around, where are you from? Why are you here? What do you expect to get out of this? Blah, blah, blah.
I'm curious what you said.
And everyone was, I got this as a gift from my wife for last Christmas or whatever, various things. And they get to me, and I said, well, I'm here because I'm entered in the 12 Hours of Sebring next weekend, and I've never been in a race car before.
Oh, my God.
They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. They thought I was just BSing them. Yeah. And they said, okay, well, that's a funny story, but why are you really here?
Why are you here for this?
I said, no, you didn't hear me. That is why I'm here.
Yeah.
And when I convinced them that really was why I was there, number one, I needed to learn what to do. Number two, I needed a license, which they issued.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had 4 days at the racing school, not in a race car. These are street cars that you're on a racetrack to show the method. There's a lot of methodology in racing and driving and driving on the track. So I got home on Sunday from the racing school. I left on Wednesday for Sebring, okay? And so another long story, but it was during the practice and qualification, which I was planning on learning to drive a race car in the few hours.
Kind of important.
Before the race, well, it was pouring down rain.
Wow.
So the people that I was with, and they had 2 other cars in the race. I was part of a team, and so they had 3 cars, and I was going to drive one of them. And they suggested it would not be a good idea to get on the track with it raining like that.
Yeah.
And I agreed with them.
Oh, good.
So we ended up not qualifying at all. We started at the very last position in the starting grid. I didn't even know my way around the track.
Were you nervous?
Oh, my God.
You were nervous.
I was so nervous because at that point, I had seen what it was really like.
Yeah.
And Mario Andretti and Michael Andretti and Al Unser and AJ Foyt, best drivers in the world, were there in the race.
Did you ever think, I need to back out? Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Did I what?
Did you ever think, like, maybe I shouldn't do this?
Oh, sure.
But what kept you in the car? What kept you saying yes?
My ego.
Oh. I'm like, was it your mindset?
My ego. Yeah, I had to do it.
Yeah, there you go. You had to do it.
I had to do it.
You just had to do it.
At that point. Yeah, at that point. So ended up driving. I did 15 laps.
How long did that
I
take?
lost control and stuffed it into a concrete wall.
Whoa, that's scary.
It obliterated the wall
God.
and pretty much obliterated the car.
Were you freaking out?
Oh yeah, I was. That's when reality set in.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah. Why am I
Why did
here?
I think that? This is so stupid. Why did I do this? And I was ready to just say, okay, this is going to be an expensive weekend.
Yes. And I'm done with racing.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Stupid idea.
No more.
My ego wouldn't let me. I had to
course.
finish a race.
Yes.
So the next race was at Daytona.
Uh-huh.
Daytona ends up being a very easy track,
Okay.
much easier than Sebring.
All right.
And I had, weather was good. I got time to practice, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
I ended up finishing the race, doing reasonably okay.
Yeah.
I was so hooked at that point. I said, no way I'm stopping. I bought
Yeah.
the race car that I was driving.
You did.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So I've got
Your confidence has increased now.
Oh, yeah.
Confidence is back up.
I am my racing suit. Racing suit was dirty.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a clean white racing suit anymore.
Yeah.
And so it was like, man, I'm in. I can do this.
Yeah.
So fast forward. Okay.
Are you making money doing this?
There is a potential to make money.
Okay, but at the time you're not making.
The good guys were making money.
Okay.
I was spending money. Okay. buckets of
I bet
money.
it's a lot, isn't it, to
what?
race? It's a lot to race. It's expensive.
It is. Now, it's more. It all depends on how fast you want to go.
Okay.
If you want to go real fast, it's a whole lot more money. Now, so fast forward, I did three more races.
All right.
The next year, I did about three more races that year.
And you were feeling confident. You're doing good.
Well, I'm doing okay. I'm surviving. I'm not intimidated as much.
Good.
Okay, and they have different classes of cars in these races: slower, fast, and fastest. Okay,
Yeah.
and I started out in the slowest class, moved up to the middle class, and one time I drove a very, very fast car in the fastest class. Okay,
Ooh.
and that was something else.
What's fastest? Is it 250?
Over 200 miles an hour.
Jeez, gosh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
800 horsepower,
Oh my gosh.
and it's a rocket sled. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the best drivers in the world are in that class.
Right.
Well, I did that. I did it. It was the Daytona 24-hour race. Okay. That was the very race that I went and watched my friend.
Wow.
So
then you're doing it.
He got a chance a few months later. He says, "Jack, I got a chance to drive at Le Mans." I said, "Oh my God, that's Mount Everest." Okay.
Yeah.
So I said, "Well, I'm going, and I'm
watch you.
I'm going to go, and I'm going to be in your pit."
I'm going to cheer you on.
That's right. And so I went to. We hooked up in Paris. We went to the track, and we were walking down the track. Maybe the first day, it was before the start of practice and so forth. And he ran into a friend of his from Belgium, and the Belgian guy said, "Hey, do you know anyone, a driver that needs a ride? This French team is looking for a driver." And it was in the fastest class.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was in the fastest class.
Oh my gosh.
And the French team. So my friend said, "Oh my God, this!"
Jack.
And I had taken my driving stuff over there. I don't even know why I did.
Oh really?
You
had it.
I had my driving stuff with me. So we go talk to this French team.
Yeah.
That they have two drivers. They need a third. We tell them more. We embellished everything.
You did?
It was before the internet,
Right.
so they couldn't check.
Because you weren't licensed, right, for that?
Okay, so that required a higher grade
Yeah.
license, just below Formula One.
Right. You didn't have that.
I didn't have that. I had a license, but not a high enough grade.
Yeah.
We had run into a guy who was the head of U.S. racing. He was drinking champagne and doing something,
Yeah.
We'd run into him.
Yeah.
So, and see, my friend, he knew everybody.
Uh-huh.
Well, we go talking to this guy. I forget his name. Anyway, and we said, "Hey, I have a chance to drive. I need my license upgraded." This guy was drinking champagne. Here's the paperwork. He signed it. But see, I really thought, when I agreed to do it, I thought there's something that's going to stop me, not me. I'm not going to stop.
You're not stopping.
But something will happen that will eliminate me from the thing. They'll discover I'm not good enough. I won't get my license or whatever. Right. Well, things started, one thing after another fell into place. And you had to get a physical. Well, they sent me to the track hospital. They said, how do you feel? And I said, well, I'm kind of nervous. And he said, and this was a French guy, could barely speak English.
Yeah.
And he said, how are your eyes? And I said, well, I guess okay. And all of a sudden, he signs my paper.
Oh, my God.
I passed my physical. Wasn't very. So all of a sudden, things started. And I thought about, now, Jack, you have really, this may be out of your league.
You had a moment.
I had a moment. And I thought, what am I going to say 10 years from now or 20 or whatever?
Yeah.
With a bunch of guys, and I say, well, I could have driven at Le Mans. No.
No, you couldn't.
Way.
Not Jack.
I've got this chance. I may die, but I'm going to go for this.
Yeah.
So I did.
Wow.
And so anyway, so all of a sudden I'm driving.
What do you feel like? So you're getting in the car. Are you like anxious, excited?
Oh my gosh.
Regretful?
There is a movie that Steve McQueen made called Le Mans, okay? In the opening scenes of that movie, there is a clock that ticks down, and his heart is beating to the second for the start of the race. Mm-hmm. When they strapped me in this car, it looked like a rocket ship. It doesn't even look like a car. Mm-hmm. They strapped me in, and so I'm going to go a few laps. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, I look up and I see the very clock that was in that movie, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I don't believe that. It really.
It's surreal, huh?
I had to. Yeah, it was surreal. I almost had to pinch myself. And then once I got on this, Le Mans is very dangerous because there's a 4 mile straightaway.
Yeah.
And you're going over 200 miles an hour for 4 miles, and it's a 2-lane highway that they block off, and it is like riding. Well, it's been described as riding a bullet.
Yeah.
You're riding a bullet.
I can't imagine.
and anyway, so I was on that straightaway. I had it to the floor, and I was going over 200 miles an hour, and I'd never gone that fast.
How were you feeling in that moment? Was it exhilarating? Was it?
Well, you're so busy that you don't really have time to get scared.
Yeah.
But things just were happening so fast. Yeah. I mean, the dotted lines on the highway or the stripes, were solid. It was a solid line. And the telephone poles are just, and there are trees on both sides of the track.
That's scary.
So if you go off the track, you're going into the trees at 200 miles an hour.
I feel like you had an angel watching over you through this.
Yes, I guarantee you. Gosh. I've been incredibly blessed.
Did you have were you telling yourself I got this when you were driving, or were you just breathe? How are you calming yourself down to do this race?
Well, like I said, it was just everything was happening so
fast. You were just in the moment,
and you feel like a blink is coming on, and you're fighting. You don't want to even blink.
Gosh.
You're trying to keep, and so that was in practice. Okay. No other cars around. Now, they also, at night, so it goes for 24 hours, the race. Mm-hmm. So they require you to practice at night because there are no lights on the track. Yeah. You're driving with your headlights.
Wow.
Going over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Now, so once the race started, there were cars there was a lot of traffic, cars all around you, Mm-hmm. And so... and a lot of the cars were faster. Some of them were slower.
Yeah.
This was I was in the fastest class, and they had the 2 slower classes also. Uh-huh. So they had slower cars. I could actually pass cars. That was kind of nice.
So that gave you more confidence.
Not everyone was passing me.
Right. That felt good. I bet. Yeah.
But so anyway, so a little side note. The first year that I drove there, I saw a poster, and this poster said, in French, the Grand Tournament of Tennis, Le Mans.
Oh,
and I asked someone,
yeah.
I said, what is that? And they said, well, that's a tennis tournament, and they have a golf tournament also for the drivers and the press, okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, we did not finish. The car broke, okay? The car lasted 9 hours.
That's still a long time.
The engine exploded. Yeah, I drove plenty. That was fine. My friend, who was also in the race, we both agreed this we're not doing this again. This was too dangerous.
Yeah.
Because before every race, they have a driver's meeting where they talk to the drivers and they whatever. In the races in the U.S., they would just say, "Hey, drive clean, don't do blah blah blah, whatever."
Right.
Not very much. In that race, the drivers meeting, they do it in several different languages. Number one. Mm-hmm. And they start talking. One thing they mention is in case of a driver death, the order of notification of the death is the team manager, blah, blah, blah. And I look at my friend, I said, "Did you hear what he just said?"
I know.
He's talking about death.
I know, it's frightening.
Yeah. So in the first year, someone did die. Oh. So anyway, we both said, "Hey, we've done
it?
We've done it. We're through."
And there's a tennis match going on?
Well, see, I didn't know that was happening. I couldn't do anything with that.
Yeah.
However, okay, so I said I would never do it again. I get a call the next year, and it's the French people. They want me to come back to drive with them again. And I was so flattered. I said, "Of course I will."
And then the year before, "I'll never do it again."
I know.
Yes, I will.
But this next year, I did take my tennis stuff.
You did.
And
because then you're like, "I can play.
I am going to play in this tennis tournament, and I am going to win," because I saw the trophy and everything.
And you did. You had to tell me. Yes.
Yeah. So I won so I can say I went to Le Mans, I raced, and I came home with the first place trophy.
And you raced twice in Le Mans.
I did.
And you won. You won something.
I won. I came back with the first place trophy.
God, and you were like, "That's amazing." And you were like in your 40s, like early 40s.
I was 40, 41.
Yeah.
But in the finals of the tennis tournament, okay, so I'm driving on a French team.
Yeah.
In the finals of the tennis tournament, I play against Manfred, who is head of public relations for Porsche. Oh my gosh. I targeted him as my new best friend.
Yeah,
and
of course
it was successful.
Are you still best friends?
No, but we stayed in touch, and I used to come to the factory to visit him. I met Dr. Porsche.
Wow.
Ferdinand Porsche, I met him.
Wow.
During the race, he brought the CEO of Porsche over to my pit to meet me. So
you've met some incredible people in your life. A lot of people.
Yes.
And we haven't even gotten to Garages of America.
I know.
Let's shift there. So
fast forward.
Let's fast forward, because then you love cars, obviously.
Yeah.
And when did you open Garages of America, and kind of tell everybody like where it is today?
Well, the first garages that we sold were finished in 2016.
Okay.
But we actually started planning in 2014 in Plano.
Yeah. So it's expanded quickly, though. You have quite a few locations.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we've done like 11 projects, and we have been very busy.
Tell everybody that doesn't know what Garages of America is. Tell like what it is exactly.
Well, it's almost difficult to describe, because it's a community of garages, primarily for car collectors.
Yeah.
It's very much like a boat marina for car people.
I like that you said a boat marina, because and the thing is, when I went, you have if they want to visit, it's once a month. You have what do you call it? A social
Garages and Gearheads having coffee.
Yes. And there's mimosas and champagne.
Yeah, mimosas, breakfast burritos, and donuts, coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the first Saturday from 10 to 12?
First Saturday of every month, always in Carrollton, at our Carrollton location.
Okay.
2323 Carrollton.
Okay.
And we always feature a certain car. Unfortunately, our feature car didn't show up the Saturday you were there.
What for this coming December?
Oh my gosh!
What is it going to be?
I firmed up a deal actually 2 days ago.
With who?
It is a car that has never been seen before.
What car?
It's called. I'll spell it. I think it's pronounced Zinger. It's CZINGER.
Ooh.
The car will go 280 miles an hour.
Okay, so everyone listening to this are going to be like, "Okay, I'm there."
It's a Zinger C20, it's called.
That's crazy.
The people that are going to be the dealer happened to call me this week, and they needed a place to have the North American debut that day.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my gosh, I got it done."
That's awesome. That's
so
exciting.
there'll be factory reps.
Yeah.
Half the car is 3D printed.
Whoa, that's going to be so cool. I'm going to miss it.
It's a part electric and part gasoline car.
That's
1,200 horsepower.
Jeez, I can't even imagine.
Oh, well, and no one's ever seen one before because this is the first one that will be seen at our show.
I'm going to miss it. So that's it's Saturday at your place.
December the 6th.
December the 6th. Okay.
Yes. You got to come see this thing.
So, Jack, you have such a story and so much. What is your, as we leave today, what is your biggest, like, I guess, advice to anybody? Because you're living a life with energy and you love connection and community and relationships. I know that. That's why you do this once a month.
Yes.
I like to bring people together and just celebrate life.
Yes.
What is your advice to those people that are just kind of lost or not sure what to do next? What would you encourage them to do?
Well, and I've said this to many people. I never really had any goals. I never had any particular aspirations, which really served well because I could pivot quickly.
Yeah.
I could get off track, and it worked out great because getting off track was awesome. Okay.
Yeah, you're open.
But so I would say don't be rigid in your goals. Have a direction, but be able to pivot at any time, because you'll meet someone that will influence you to pivot and go in a different direction, and be open to that.
I like it.
But mostly is show up and give fate a chance to happen. Because, for example, had I not gone to Fort Worth to that car show, and it would have been really easy for me to say, nah, I'm not going to drive to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
We would have never met.
No.
We would have never met.
There would be no Porsche in pickleball.
There would be no Porsche in pickleball. It would not. That's right.
That's really cool. Thank you for that. And I think that's encouraging to others. Just show up, be open-minded, be flexible, work hard,
Yes.
be determined, and just be open to the possibility.
And be mindful of relationships. Be mindful of someone that will influence you. And I'll have to say, I am not terribly religious. I'm very, very spiritual.
Yeah.
I believe there is a plan.
Amen.
God has a plan.
Yes.
You don't know what the plan is, but the plan is not something that you're going to control. There's no way in the world I could have made happen what has happened to me.
That's amazing. It's true.
I could not have controlled it.
No.
I couldn't have made it. I met certain people that pushed me in certain directions. If I'd not shown up and met them, wouldn't have happened. I met my ex-wife at a pep rally in college. We ended up getting a divorce, unfortunately. But
the bottom line, though, like you said, is just show up. Just show up and get out there. And you never know who you're going to meet along the way and how they're going to influence you.
You don't even have to participate. Just show up.
Thank you. Yes, I love it.
Yep.
Jack, I could talk to you for another 30 minutes, going on and on. But I so appreciate you being here. Thank
Absolutely.
you for just inspiring everyone listening today.
Great.
All right. Thanks
Nice
again.
being with you.
Yes. And that will be it for this show of Vitality. And you subscribe if you'd like to. And we'll see you next time.